The drive home that I keep coming back to was in Sadara Chemical Complex, Al Jubail, Saudi Arabia, on Route 5, heading south towards the causeway. To home in Manama, Bahrain, around 5 in the afternoon on a Thursday, for the Friday day off in November. It would have been 10 or 12 years ago now. I had been on site all week. The job was a planned shutdown on a heavy industrial plant due to MIC, microbiologically influenced corrosion, extensively in the stainless steel piping. The week had gone well by every measurable standard. The audits had been clean. The work had been completed ahead of schedule. There had been no incidents. The team had been happy with the work. And on the drive home, alone in the car, the voice arrived. It said, "The workforce performed safety for you this week," but they did not own it. The moment you left the site this afternoon, the version of the culture you have been working on for 6 months walked out with you. And you do not have a single piece of evidence to the contrary. That was the voice, not a flash of insight, not a dramatic moment. A quiet, calm, a devastating piece of self-knowledge that arrived because, for an hour and a half, I was alone with my thoughts, and my professional defences had been left at the site gate. I did not do anything with it. I pushed it down. I told myself the voice was Thursday tiredness. I had a glass of wine that evening, and the voice was gone by the next morning. On Saturday, I got up at 3 a.m. for the long drive back to site to continue the same kind of week I had been having for the previous 6 months. What I would do now, and this is the discipline I now teach, is treat the Thursday afternoon voice as the most sensitive instrument I own. The safety matrix measures aggregates. The safety matrix measures what is reportable. The voice measures the reality. It measures the unreported. It measures the worker who did not look me in the eye on Wednesday. It measures the canteen conversation I was not part of. It is responding to signals. The practice I would put in place, the one I put in place now every week, is 30 minutes on a Saturday morning with a notebook. Not a polished review, a page of honest writing about what I am noticing on the site I am responsible for. What has improved? What has slipped? By the 3rd or 4th weekend, it stops feeling like extra work. It becomes a practice that turns the Thursday afternoon voice from a weight into information. The leaders who never lose anyone are the ones who have learned to listen to the voice in the car on Thursday afternoon and to act on what it tells them. That is the work this exercise is asking you to do. Find your own drive home moment. Write the conversation you had with yourself in the car. Post it below. I will read what you write. Before you post, a few notes on what to expect. Some practitioners will find this practice harder to write than episode 1 was. There are 2 reasons for that, both worth naming. The first is that this is more interior than episode 1. The first practice asked you to write about a conversation with another person. This one asks you to write about a conversation with yourself. Most senior practitioners are unused to writing about their interior state in a professional context, and the first attempt feels exposed. Write it anyway. The exposure is the practice. The leaders who have learned to listen to the Friday afternoon voice are the leaders who have learned to articulate it. Articulating it on the page is the rehearsal for articulating it to yourself more clearly the next time it arrives. The second is that some practitioners will find that they cannot remember a specific drive home moment, either because they have not had one, which is rare, or because they have systematically pushed every one of them down for so long that the memories are blurred into a generalized Friday tiredness, which is much more common. If that is your situation, write about the blurring itself. Write about the fact that you cannot easily distinguish one Friday afternoon voice from another and what that tells you. The practice of noticing the absence is itself the start of the practice of noticing the presence. For members who have already posted on episode 1, a short note for those of you returning to the practice library for the second time. You posted on episode 1. Whatever your response was, long, short, polished, hesitant, honest, partial, you wrote it and you put it in the room. That was the hard one. Episode 2 will be easier to post because the first one is already there. The pattern of practice has begun. What I noticed from members who post on episode 2 is that the writing changes shape. The episode 1 response was usually about a specific moment with a specific worker. The episode 2 response is often more reflective, more interior, more honest about what the leader is carrying that the workforce does not see. That progression is the practice working. The methodology does not just change how you lead the workforce, it changes how you lead yourself.